I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Our Take on Cruise with Roger and Shannon.
Or Shannon and Roger.
We actually have another guest star with us who just got bored, Pippa, but even if she doesn't like us, I hope you guys do. My name's Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors, and I am with
Shannon McKee of Access Cruise. And welcome back, everybody. This week we're going to talk a little bit more about current events, and there's two that are on my mind. Number one was Norwegian Cruise Line. They had several announcements this last week, which I found very interesting, which is a way that they are reducing cost, everything from reducing 500 cabin stewards across the fleet to moving from one global fuel supplier to 40, and the shows.
It's really interesting. As far as the cabin attendants,
yes,
that was really interesting, and I think we'll be able to drop in a little chart that they did showing what the cabin stewards used to have to do, and with the new efficiencies that have been put into place, how much more efficient their whole operation is.
I need somebody to do that for me.
Well, you need an industrial engineer.
You have one, right?
Our son Max is an industrial engineer, and he works for UPS right now, making their processes better. And industrial engineers in the cruise industry, or maybe in your house, can really change the efficiencies and actually improve service and make it more efficient and save money.
And Norwegian's all about improving service and improving cost, because the other piece that they mentioned was on the entertainment side. You know, Norwegian was always known for their Broadway shows, but it sounds like they're going to take some of those Broadway shows out, and by doing that they are able to reduce the number of cast members, which means they are able to reduce the numbers of cabins that they're using to house cast members. When I say cabins, it's passenger cabins. So they put those all back in inventory, which means more revenue.
And they're saving a fortune on the rights and the licensing and all of this. But what's interesting on that is in Norwegian's own surveys, they found that their own in-house produced shows actually rated higher than these more expensive shows. So it's kind of a no-brainer.
Way to go, Richard Ambrose and his team.
And I'm also a proponent of in-house shows.
Yes, you are. That's what you used to do.
That's what I did.
The other thing that I saw about Norwegian is that they are putting more capacity over in Asia. And I find that interesting. So they have 85 sailings coming up between 2024 and 2026.
No, just in the 25-26 season, I think.
25, no, I think the end of 24, they said.
Anyway.
At the very end. But anyway, but as a part of that, of course, our friends from Korea, from South Korea, they're going to get some ports of call there from Incheon, Seoul, right? But what I found interesting around that with those 85 sailings was also Shanghai had a big announcement that they are going to have 1.4 million passengers this year. So we've seen an increase in capacity in Asia. We're going to see the same levels pre-pandemic.
Well, I think, and we were talking about this before the pandemic, and the potential in China is that to be the #1 cruise market in the world. So for the Western cruise lines, Royal Caribbean's back, MSC's coming back, but they've got their own homegrown cruise lines now too. Andorra, of course, with the big giant vessel, and they're building more. So the potential is really there for China to again be the #1 market in the world, which of course really means Asia is going to be giant.
It's all back. So that's a lot. I don't have anything else on my mind.
I have a big shout out.
You do?
Giant shout out. The Port of Baltimore has reopened to cruise ships.
Yay!
Both Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean are back sailing from Baltimore. So I want to give a shout out to our good friend, Jonathan Daniels, the new port director for Maryland Ports, as well as everybody. This was, the amount of people involved in getting the cleared after the tragedy at the bridge, all of this, get the channel open. So not just for cruise, for cargo, for everything. Shout out to everybody involved in Baltimore.
Congratulations. All right.
And that's it for this week, and let's go see where the dog went.
All right. Bye. See you next week.
Excuse me, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Woof, woof.